Hello YouTube, welcome back to G Pop's Adventures. It seems that I had a problem with my camera when I was recording some of the stuff and lost the footage. So what I'm doing now is letting you know what I'm going to be doing on this video. Let me show you this. Okay, so this is much further ahead and I kept trying to find the footage but I couldn't. So I needed to dig out a trench from that steel beam over there, or steel post, all the way across to that steel post on the corner, because it wasn't level. As you can see, this part right here is much higher than this part. This is where the sole plate, this thing that goes across the base plate, I guess they call it, that's where it was laying after I got through pouring this concrete. So anywhere you see the depression, that's where that steel base plate was laying. It wasn't secured, it was just laying there so that I could see if I had it close to being level. And I think I did. So you can't see the groove that goes up under that plate, but it's there also. So what I'm going to be doing today is digging all of that out, asphalt. I'm going down somewhere around 2.5 inches. And so I'll connect this up to the old footage that I already had. Well, this whole time I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. Okay, so I know if you heat asphalt up that it'll soften it and then you can dig it much easier. So that's what I'm going to try now. All I have at my disposal is a small MAP gas torch, which does a pretty good job if you're soldering copper pipe or wanting to heat up a piece of metal so that you can bend it or something. It does a good job, but I don't know how it's going to work on this asphalt. It may just be too intense a flame and not wide enough to make any difference. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so using the impact gun by itself isn't working. So what I'm going to do is I'm getting out my circular saw. I'm putting an abrasive disc on it that's designed to cut tile and concrete, and certainly it can cut asphalt. So I'm going to try that and see if that works better. Two lines drilled or sawed to the proper depth, but I need to come back and do 4 lines in between I'll do that tomorrow morning when it's cooler. And maybe I can have this thing dug by noon tomorrow. I got to do something with all this. I'm going to throw it over there for now. But these big chunks I'm probably going to have to break up. I don't know how easy that would be. Pretty easy, actually. So I'm going to break it up. I'm going to throw it over there. And then, when I get enough of it over there, I'm going to get out a heater. I'm going to heat that stuff up, and then I'm going to roll over it with my car and see if it won't flatten down enough and get hard enough so that I don't have to buy any asphalt for that corner. That's the plan. Anyway. And as you can see, I wore a dust mask because I am freaking filthy. There's dust all over inside. You know, I've had this shovel for a long, long time. It's solid steel construction. It's really a snow shovel, but it's a combination snow shovel, coal shovel, dirt shovel. And if you flip this over and put this under your tire and you're stuck, you can put this under your tire, say the back tire, lay it where it's pointing toward the front tire, and your tire will grab a hold of these louvers and climb right up it and roll right off the end of the shovel. And it's strong enough that a car won't collapse it. Hello YouTube, welcome back to G Pop's Adventures. So it's another day. The presidential debate was last night, so that tells you that this is Friday today. I have a little bit left to do. Looks like about, I don't know, 15 feet or so. Maybe less than that, probably about 8 feet. And I should be able to finish that up today. And once I get this leveled out, cleaned up a little bit, because there's some, where the asphalt broke, there's some high spots in it. So I'll have to get that cleaned up, and then I'm going to pour concrete in there, and it's got to be level. It's got to be level with the bottom of the metal plate that goes across. They call it the bottom plate or something, sole plate. So I'm trying to get it at least 2 inches deep all the way across, and in places it's more than 2 inches. I don't think I need this mask anymore. So I'm going to hang it up right here on the tripod so I know where it's at. Okay, so let's get at it, and I'll show you, I'll let you watch me a little bit, and then I'll jump to the end, because this is probably pretty boring. But as you can see, I have my 4 lines. That's cut all the way down to the depth that the blade will go, which I think it's probably about pretty close to 2 inches, maybe somewhere between 1 3/4 and 2 inches. Anyway, I think that's going to do fine, because that's about what I had it cut to yesterday, and it came out pretty well, so I'm going to get after it. And so you can see that I have cut 4 grooves. That's a saw blade deep. Actually, it's a grinding disc. Brick, concrete, marble cutter. It lasts a long time. I did this whole thing with that one disc. It's a 7.5 inch that I put on my circular saw. So all I have to do now is break these blocks out at about 4 inches, 3 to 4 inches at a time. And so I'll do the groove right here first because it's smaller, and then I can get my chisel underneath that one to do the second and the third, and then hit this one down this way without anything to push against. It'll break right off. So let's do this one first. I don't know if you can see that or not. Probably not. I get my big leg out of the way so you can see. Okay, YouTube, welcome back to G-Pop's Adventures. Today is concrete mixing day, and smooth in the front of this so that we can put the front of the garage on. The garage doors will seal because it's going to be level all the way across, and so I got to get to it. It's not that cool today, so I know it's going to get hot. They also say there's probably going to be some thunderstorms. That comes in the afternoon, so I want to have this at least a little bit set before the rains come. So I've got a string that tells me what the level of the bottom of the sides, and so that's going to help because I think I'm just going to fill it up from about right here all the way to that end. I'm just going to fill up this empty trough because it's fairly level and it's almost to where the string is. When I put a cross beam across it, the string drops down somewhere between probably 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little more than 1/8, but I think it's going to be fine because I can adjust this side over here. When I put the bottom piece on for the front, it will go back where it's supposed to. But I am going to put concrete under there, but that side is notorious for sinking. It's always in the sun, it's the hottest, and you can see there's only a few places where it's making contact with the ground. So I'm going to fill at least all the way down past that brick, because I want that to have a lot more surface area on it. So I guess let's get to it. Let's see. How do I have you aimed? I'm going to come back this way a little bit. There. Hello YouTube, welcome back to G-Pop Adventures. So today I've been working on the garage and I've worked on the wall. You can see that there's fresh concrete there. I just shoved it under there today and I put that board in there holding that up because it kept falling down. And I missed a spot right there. I'm going to have to, when I do the other side, I haven't gotten to that side yet. I've only got one bag of concrete left, and I know it's probably going to take two at least. So when I get back to it, I'll pour this. This is not level, as you can see. That little pad right there is pretty much even with the white part out here. This is what I poured yesterday, and it's all nice hardened. And I put that beam down there, and you can see where the beam had settled in. So it's pretty flat across through there. I think it's going to work out. And anyway, I'm hot and and the other thing I've been doing is the big asphalt chunks that I dug out of here. They're right there. So I've been breaking these things up using a hammer on this retaining wall block. If I put the block right there and I hammer it gently, it won't. I don't think it'll crack that block because it's pretty strong right there. Anyway, I've done quite a few of them, but there's the ones I got left. And when I get it done, I'm going to spread it out over through here and smooth it out, and then I'll heat it up and I'll tamp it down. Once it's heated up, it should stick back together, and probably won't be like this. Won't be perfect, but it'll be good enough to keep the dirt out of the garage from that corner. Anyway, that's what I've been doing today, so I'm gonna go inside and get a drink. So, bye YouTube. So anyway, what I want to do now is temporarily install this board, and so that will go all the way to the top, and I'll do my drill through the square tube and I'll secure that. I'll probably put 2 screws in here, and then that's all I'm going to do for today. I don't want to permanently install that board because I just have to take it out because there's a piece of square tube's got to go in here. And so I don't know exactly, well, I can't secure it in there with this board in the way. So this board is going to have to go on second. So I'll temporarily install it just so that has something to rest against and it doesn't like fall over on its own. But that's a 10-foot board and it goes up, well, 10 feet. So the steel beam going across is at 9 feet, so it does look like it's might be a little lower than 9 feet. Anyway, I put the board up that way because you can see at the very end it's got a crook in it. I don't know if that's going to matter or not. There will be a board going across right here, a 2x6 across the top to support the spring and the roller mechanism. But anyway, that's what we got so far. And that's where this will actually install. Anyway, I'm going to put you on the stand and let you watch me work for a while. Okay, I'm just going to use this screw. I'm going to put it in here and pull that out here so that I make sure I've got it in the right spot. Okay. I like those kind of screws because it bites into the wood enough to pull it below the surface of the wood, so you can finish it off quite nicely. Guess I'm going to have to get my scaffolding. I bought this scaffolding from, I think I got it from, shoot, I can't remember now. Northern Tools, I think it was. I think I paid, I don't know, about $300 for it, maybe not that much. It wasn't very much, and it's come in very handily. I used it to put a ceiling in my deck downstairs, about fully installed. Hello YouTube, welcome back to G-Pop's Adventures. Well, as you can see, I've been working on it. My tripod don't seem to want to hold my camera anymore, so I can't really set it there and do anything. I have to do it and then show what I've done. So, right now, I have this upright and across the top and down. So, this is a rough opening for an 8x8 garage door. And I've ordered them from Lowe's. They're not going to be here till the end of July, or about the 27th of August. So the width is 8 feet and the height is 8 feet. I still have to put the ledger board across the top there. And I'm also going to put I don't know if I'm going to put a double 2x6 or just a single 2x6 all the way to the top. The ledger board won't reach that beam, so I'm going to have to, I guess, patch it, so to speak. And I hope when I patch it, well, if I patch it on the outside, I'm not sure what I'm going to do there, but 2x6 across those two members up there should hold the spring, and I'll tie it into the ledger board that goes across the top. Now I've got the last steel post in, but this beam here, this post here, is perfectly plumb. This one over here is perfectly plumb, but not really. It's a tiny bit off at the top. Now, if I measure this from the bottom, the outside of the steel is 44 inches. That is from the outside of that post to the outside of this post is 44 inches. But when I get up about right in here, it's almost 40, it's over 44, it's about 45 or so. So that means this beam is too far this way. So what I'm going to do is put this rough frame in. This is the second rough frame for the other side of the garage. I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to adjust this beam to match whatever that says it ought to be. So I've got the bottom flared out. That's going to be straight down. That's flared out. So as soon as I get the screws in the top there, then I will be able to finish this installation of the beam. But I need to get this in place first. But right now, I'm going to see if I can get the van in this opening. This is an 8-foot wide opening, and I think this might be in the way. I'm going to have to shove that over a bit. Now, I guess I'm going to have to put the camera down. Well, I guess my camera turned off when I put it on the stand. I have to push it into frame holder pretty tight. I'm going to have to design my own so I can just clip it in there and know that it's going to work. Anyway, you can see the van is in here. And it looks like there's enough room in the back and the front to walk all the way around it. Of course, I'd have to clean this crap up. But there's actually quite a bit of room. Now you can see the back end is over farther than it's supposed to be. So I came in here at an angle. And I had to put that mirror in because it was going to hit. And I had plenty of room on that side, so I really just didn't steer it correct. So anyway, I got quite a bit of room in the front of the van. So that's why I had the chalk a little bit farther up. As you can see, I ran completely over the chalk. And if I'd have stayed in front of it, then it would have been a little more room in the back and a little less in the front, and that would have been better. Okay, so I need to get this thing stood up and in place, and I can't do it by myself. So I'm going to have to go get wifey, and she don't want to be on camera, so I'll have to turn this off. She's shy. Anyway, bye YouTube.